Thank you, boys.
Michael Bisping told me he believes you have probably the best boxing in the UFC. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I think so.
Islam, what do you think? You fought some very good boxers. Is Jack the best, you think, going into this fight?
Oh, guys, what do you think? I don't know, you know. All fighters have good striking. Yeah, Jack one of the best, and I'm also a good striker. Let's see who is better.
Better mixed martial artist, and that he was coming to take your pound for pound spot. What's your reactions to some words like that?
What do you say?
There was an interview or something like that where Jack said he said, I'm a better mixed martial artist and I'm coming to take his pound for pound spot.
I think nobody believes this. He's a good boxer. He's a good fighter, but I know I have better skills than him.
Jack, way in the back, I wanted to ask you about the statement where you had said that you were coming for his pound for pound spot. Obviously, there's so much on the line in this fight, the championship belt, the name, the pound for pound spot, all that stuff. But like, where do you rank all these different things? Like, what do you want the most out of this victory?
I mean, just to retain my belt, like, it doesn't really matter. I guess the pound for pound is very subjective. It doesn't really mean much, though. Just going in there, get the win over Islam is the #1 goal.
Tensions are boiling as fight week closes in. Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena aren't holding back, and both men are talking with the confidence of champions. Both convinced this war will prove who truly runs the division. The words are flying now, but soon it'll be fists doing the talking. But first, let's hear what they have to say.
What does it mean for you to become the first Dagestani double champion in the UFC?
First Dagestan. Yeah, this is big things. And I'm gonna be number 10 if I get the belt. Number 10 who have two division champions. You know, it's a big things for me. It's a dream and big fight.
And Islam Makhachev sounds locked in and confident as he gears up for Jack Della Maddalena. The lightweight king insists size won't be a problem this time, saying he's bulked up, filled out, and finally feels like a true welterweight. In his words, he sees no size disadvantage for him, and that makes this showdown even more dangerous.
Yeah, and obviously you've talked about fighting for a second belt for a long time. I know you told me at the beginning when you vacated the title you were having a hard time keeping on the weight. How much has that changed, and do you feel like a true welterweight now?
Yeah, when I face with the Jack, I see we same size, you know. And I don't think I'm like small for the welterweight. I did my program very well, gain weight, and ready.
And when the two finally came face to face, Islam stayed icy. No emotion, but just simple composure. When asked what he noticed in Jack's stare, he brushed it off completely. For Islam, it's not about reading looks or tension. It's about handling business once the cage door locks.
Yeah, what did you take away from the face-off with Jack and seeing him for the first time?
I've seen him before in person also. Nothing, just see his face, you know. I don't see nothing from the eye. Somebody asks you what you see in his eye. I just see the eye.
Jack, on the other hand, took the moment in stride, and that's quite literally. Their rooftop face-off had him more concerned with the height of the building than on Islam himself. Cool as ever, he laughed it off, ensuring that the size talk doesn't bother him. For Jack, it seems that it's not about who looks bigger, but instead it's about who fights better when the lights hit.
Off with Islam the other day. What did you just make of his size and how he's added the weight for welterweight?
Not much. It's hard to sort of gauge. We're on top of a building. I was pretty freaked out about that, so it's hard to sort of gauge too much.
Are you afraid of heights?
A little bit.
As for Islam, his mindset stays simple, and that's to execute the plan. He's confident his first strategy will be enough to beat Jack, but if the fight goes sideways, he's got every backup ready after the grind of camp, which he admits has been the toughest of his life. Starting 3 months out and leaving its mark in black eyes and bruises, he's stepping in prepared for every scenario. Calm, calculated, and battle-tested, Islam is ready to prove that his reign can rise with him.
I talked to Umar before this fight, and he was saying you have plan A, B, C, D, and the whole alphabet ready for Jack. Do you think you're going to need to go to all those game plans, or do you think plan A is going to work?
I hope I don't need the second plan. The A is gonna be work.
It seems.
But if not work, we're training so hard, and anything can happen inside the cage. But I will be ready.
Yeah, it seems like it was a hard camp. You've had black eyes for a long time now. Is that a sign of how difficult this training was?
Yeah, honestly, it's the hardest camp in my life. I start like 3 months before, and it was a very hard camp.
Building on the grind of his toughest camp yet, Islam Makhachev is brimming with confidence, but keeping his focus razor sharp. While many from the MMA world insist he'll need takedowns to beat Jack, Islam is quick to remind everyone he's a complete mixed martial artist with striking, grappling, and wrestling all under his belt. He's not thinking about records, history, or tying legends. His mind is locked entirely on Jack Della Maddalena and walking out with the belt. Every jab, every clinch, every takedown attempt is part of the plan, and after months of brutal preparation, Islam is ready to show that he's more than just a grappler. He's a force in every aspect of the game.
Yeah. A lot of fighters who are breaking this fight down say that if you can't get the takedowns on Jack consistently, you're not going to be able to win a striking fight. If it does turn into that, where it is stand-up, are you looking forward to proving those people wrong?
Man, I just want to tell everybody I can fight with anybody in the striking, grappling, wrestling, because I'm not just grappler. I can strike. I strike with Dustin, with Volk. He can defend my wrestling, but I will strike and I will try to take him down again. This is not striking match or grappling match. This is MMA fight.
And I know a lot of talk about you being the 11th fighter to win titles in 2 weight classes. You can tie Anderson Silva's winning streak. UFC 1 was 32 years ago today. Do you feel like if you win this fight, people are going to be talking about you as one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen?
I don't think about this right now. I don't think about Anderson Silva record. I just think about Jack Maddalena belt, and that's it. I just want to take.
And for Jack Della Maddalena, this fight isn't just another title shot, it's a defining moment in his career. With Islam chasing history and the chance to tie UFC legends, Jack sees this as a legacy-making opportunity of his own. Regardless of the outcome, he knows sharing the cage with one of the best will cement his name among the sport's elite. But of course, he's aiming to walk out with a win, a statement that this battle is as much about his rise as it is about Islam's reign.
A little bit.
A lot made with Islam coming in here, his shot for history, 2 belts, Anderson Silva's winning streak and everything. Today is the 32-year anniversary of UFC 1. For you, I'm sure you want to be one of the all-time greats as well. How important is winning this fight into what you want to make your career into?
Yeah, massive legacy fight, one of the best guys ever. Regardless of the result, he will go down as one of the greats. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty good scalp on the resume.
Taking everything into account, Islam Makhachev sees this fight as more than just another title defense. It's the ultimate challenge of his career. Stepping into Madison Square Garden, under the bright lights of New York, he knows he's facing the toughest test yet. Capturing a second belt, something neither UFC legends nor Conor McGregor have done, would be absolutely huge. But for Islam, it's less about records and more about proving he's ready for anything the fight throws at him. The stage is set, the preparation is done, and the champ is ready to face history head on.
If your hand is raised at the end of the fight, you will become the first lightweight champion in the UFC history to also capture the welterweight, something that neither Dos Anjos or Conor McGregor could achieve. What would it mean to you if you achieve this?
This is, I told you, this is biggest fight in my life, biggest test, and like here in New York, in Madison Square Garden, it's gonna be hardest test, but I'm ready,
Thank you.
Building off Islam's focus and readiness, Jack Della Maddalena is stepping into this fight with a different kind of confidence. He knows the champ is elite, but unlike many of Islam's past opponents who feared the takedowns, Jack and his team are prepared to handle whatever comes their way. They expect to hit the mat at some point, but they've trained to turn those moments into opportunities. For Jack, it's not about avoiding every move, it's about staying sharp, adapting on the fly, and thriving in a full MMA battle from start to finish.
And just, seeing all the interviews you and your team have done is you are extremely confident in this fight. It's like when I beat him, when I knock him out, when I finish him. So I guess what are you seeing from Islam that gives that much confidence that other people haven't been able to crack in there?
I mean, I just believe in myself, believe in the team, trust the process.
And a lot of Islam's past opponents, we always ask them oh, how do you stop the takedown? How do you stop the takedown? And it seems like you and your team are very much well, we might get taken down, but we can get it back up very quickly. Maybe Islam's other opponents are more worried about the takedown and not getting back up. Do you agree with that kind of assessment?
Yeah, for sure. Going in there 5 rounds with Islam, you got to expect to at least hit the ground at some point. He's battle tested. He's been in there against some of the best guys, so expect to hit the ground, but that's what you can do with that. Obviously, perfect world, but you keep him away, not be able to hit the ground. But yeah, we expect a full mixed martial arts battle.
We've also heard that.
And JDM isn't letting Islam's confidence go unanswered. He knows he has the skills to challenge the champ and isn't buying into the idea that no one in the division can give Islam a real fight. While some point to his performance against Belal as a guide, Jack stresses this matchup is different. Islam has strengths Belal didn't, and there are areas Jack plans to exploit. He's ready for a tough battle and prepared to make sure the champ knows underestimating him would be a mistake.
Jack Rea, when Islam decided to move up in the division, he said he looked at the whole division and he didn't see anybody that can give him a tough fight. What's your response to that?
I mean, we'll see. I think, I've got the skills. I think I think everyone can give people tough fights. I think if he's not expecting a tough fight, he'll be in for a rude awakening.
A lot of people are taking you to win. A lot of the assessments I hear, a lot of people say that the reason why you're going to win is what you did to Belal. They said that Belal fights very similar to Islam. Obviously, they've trained together. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think it's a different matchup. I think some things Belal does better than Islam, and there's a lot of things that Islam does better than Belal, so...
The co-main event fighters of the Islam versus JDM matchup are also weighing in with their takes on who will win, starting with Malcolm Wellmaker, who is calling it a historic clash, highlighting just how dominant Islam Makhachev has been. With the champ moving up for this super fight at Madison Square Garden, it's not just a spectacle, it's a milestone for the sport. While the anticipation is through the roof, Malcolm is putting his money on Islam to come out on top, underlining the respect the champ commands even before the first bell.
Historic banger of a fight. Islam is one of the most dominant fighters that we've seen, and we've all been waiting to see if he was going to move up. And now that he is and is having this super fight at MSG, it's incredible to be able to not just witness it but be a part of it. But I do have Islam winning.
Following Malcolm Wellmaker's take on Islam's dominance, Beneil Dariush adds a different perspective, seeing the fight as far from one-sided. He points out that if Jack Della Maddalena can replicate the movement and range he showed against Belal, it could give Islam real trouble, especially with the champ adjusting to welterweight. Dariush leans slightly toward Jack, but stresses it's a razor-close matchup where anything can happen inside the cage.
That fight.
I really don't know, because if JDM comes in and he's able to establish his fakes like he did with Belal and establish his range like he did with Belal, I think he's going to be a really difficult fight for Makhachev. And then Makhachev adjusting to 170 might not be that easy. I know it's easier to go up in weight, but adjusting isn't that simple. So Yeah, I'm gonna lean with JDM, but not.
Following Beneil Dariush's close call assessment, Sean Brady also leans toward Jack Della Maddalena, confident in his ability to get the job done. Still, he acknowledges just how unpredictable the fight could be. Islam could easily flip the script with a submission. Either way, Sean is buzzing for the showdown and hopes to witness it live from the front row, adding to the electric anticipation surrounding this historic clash.
Jack. I think Jack's going to get it done.
You think he gets it done inside 5 or goes to decision?
I don't know, man. It's a tough fight. And I say that, and then Islam could go out there and sub him. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to watching it. Hopefully, UFC lets me be front row after I get a win.
However, Leon Edwards admits he's torn on this one, seeing it as a true 50-50 fight. He notes that a lot depends on how Islam adjusts to welterweight. If he comes out with heavy wrestling, the edge might go to him, but Jack's resilience, ability to get back to his feet, and relentless pace could turn the tide, especially given Islam's past cardio concerns. For Leon, the first round could set the tone, and until then, it's anyone's fight.
And I know
I'll keep going back and forth on the main event to see like who wins. I think it all depends on how Islam looks first at 170, and if he comes out in heavy wrestle, then maybe a probably edge Islam. But I feel like if we'll know from the first round how the fight goes. I feel like JDM does get taken down in most of his fight, but is great at getting back to his feet, and he puts on the pace straight away. And Islam has shown in the past like cardio issues as well. So I don't know. I keep going back and forth on who wins. I'm kind of like still 50-50.
Adding to the mix of expert takes, Bo Nickel keeps it straightforward. This fight is grappler versus striker, and it all comes down to who can assert their will. Will Islam control the fight on the mat, or can Jack keep it standing and dictate the pace? With both men counted among the best in the world, Bo knows fans are in for an absolute thriller from start to finish.
Fan of the sport, I'm super pumped as far as analyzing it and what's going on. You know, of course, it's a little obvious. You know, you got a grappler versus striker. It's really just about whether or not who can impose their will on the fight, right? Is Islam going to be able to control it and get things on the ground and hold JDM down, or will JDM be able to keep it on the feet and outstrike him? We'll see. I think that both guys are some of the, a couple of the best guys in the world. So it'll be.
Adding to the growing support for Jack, Cody Hayden lays out why he sees the fight swinging in Jack's favor. Even accounting for Islam's skills, Cody points to the welterweight jump as a potential challenge for the champ. While Jack has already proven he thrives at that weight. With iron conditioning, a durable chin, and finishing power that carries late into the fight, Cody expects Jack to withstand any takedowns and possibly seal the victory in the championship rounds.
I said it before, I'm biased because I obviously Perth dude. However, even if I wasn't, I still pick Jack. I think that he's going to KO Islam as much as Islam. He's a phenomenal fighter too, but I think that welterweight's a big jump up, 15 pounds compared to lightweight. And Jack, he's great at that weight. You see him in the performance against Bilal. Bilal, heavy wrestler, couldn't really get him down, do much, and then Jack's a guy that can finish you even when he's tired. His conditioning's phenomenal. He's got a chin. He won't be, Islam might get him down a couple of times, but I don't think he'll be able to hold him down, in my opinion. And then I think as the fight goes on, he starts to slow down, and Jack still carries that power through in the 4th, 5th round, and probably.
So now it's over to you. Who do you see coming out on top? Will Islam's grappling and championship experience carry him through, or will Jack's pace, power, and resilience be too much for the champ? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest fight breakdowns.